Hey guys, good to be here for this week's Labs update. What's going on in the session and LokiNet world this week? So primarily on the session side, we have still been going through the process of getting the internal test feedback for user config. So we've been using it for about, I think, 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks internally now. We have just recently fixed up a bug which would cause profile images to not be loaded, and we fixed up another bug on Android which would cause restoration to happen in a slightly different way, where closed groups would restore above your normal existing conversation. So we're fixing that up, or that is fixed up now. A few more things that we're looking at specifically related to performance. We want to make sure that we're not seeing any crazy difference in performance between this and the previous releases. So we've been testing that. And things seem to be good there. Maybe just some minor fixes will happen over the course of this week. And we've got some stuff on iOS that we want to fix up too. So we're still looking at that. We're also looking at the push notification server because we have two developers. Basically, one set of developers will be working on user config, but then we have another set of developers who's working on a different feature. So primarily right now, that's the message info screen, or push notifications, or disappearing messages. So we're going through all of those features and making a lot of progress on those as well, which you can see more details about in the dev update. Really exciting things happening on the LokiNet team. I think I've been telling you that network connections were different from localhost connections for a few weeks, and we were looking into a bug to find out why that was. Why it was that when we communicated over the internet, we'd essentially see a much slower connection in libQUIC streams. So we actually found that bug this week, which is great. So networked connections are now being fully saturated. So, the same as if you downloaded a large file from a reliable source and your network connection is fully saturated with network packets, we're able to achieve the same or just about the same level of speed when we're talking to another node through libQUIC. So that's fantastic. Essentially puts away some of the concerns that we had about making network connections work as well as localhost connections, and we'll be able to move on to other stuff now. So I know they're refactoring some of the endpoints inside of libQUIC now as well, and it shouldn't be too long before we're able to start looking about how we would implement this inside of LokiNet as well. Those are kind of the major updates for this week, and hopefully you join us again next week for the next update. All right, thanks guys.
Hey everybody, Alex coming at you with the marketing section of the lab update this week. So as we're getting towards the end of Q2, we're doing what we always do at the end of a quarter, taking stead of the projects which are still ongoing, doing some reprioritization, and really just trying to forge a path ahead into Q3 and just the back half of this year. It's going to be a really important 6 months strategically for the project and especially for the marketing team. And so we really want to make sure that all of our ducks are absolutely in a row. So last week we had the LokiNet AMA. I was joined by Jason and Tom from the LokiNet team. We did about an hour-long live stream, which you can watch on YouTube. We'll leave the link down in the description. That went really well. It was some of the most engagement, both in terms of the amount of questions that we got, but also in terms of the amount of people who actually viewed and engaged with the stream itself that we've ever had for an Oxen live stream. So that was really encouraging. Hopefully we'll be doing more live streams from the Oxen side of things in the future. Just thank you to everybody who submitted questions, participated in the stream, tuned in. It really meant a lot, and it's really encouraging us, to keep doing more stuff like that. I think that those streams, obviously we do these updates every week, but I think they contribute a huge amount in terms of the transparency and keeping the community updated on what we're doing. And so it's super important. After the event was actually over, Tim got to work doing some summarizing of the questions and answers for the people who don't want to go through the whole video or just don't really like watching videos in general. That'll be on the blog soon, and we'll post out an announcement when that's out there. Also, with the SessionPhone giveaway, which is ongoing, we recorded a video with Chris actually setting up the phone. So flashing graphene onto the phone, installing Session, doing some of the wallpapers and stuff like that, both for transparency, but also just to show people a bit of the process. And that content has gone really well. And overall, the promo that we did with the giveaway has been super successful. So that original tweet that we did for the giveaway got over 200,000 views, which is just record numbers for us. But also, a lot of other content has precipitated from it. And so overall, I think it has really validated that idea. It's proven super worthwhile. And this is something we're going to do again, most likely with Session, but also with other brands. So if you have an idea or something that you think would be a really good strategy, hit us up because there's a good chance we might follow through on that. Now, as Session keeps growing, it's really opening a lot of doors for us. And, there might be a bit of an MAU update coming your way. You didn't hear it from me. That announcement, it might already even be out by the time this video goes out, but we'll see. And so that is really starting to open doors for us. We've seen after the spikes in Iran last year, that also has helped out. And this week, we had some meetings with some potential business partners, and also just some really, really clever folks who might be able to help us out in the future, or who we might be able to help out in the future. And look, a lot of these conversations have to happen behind closed doors, and we can't necessarily share all the details. But I just wanted to sort of let you know that that stuff is happening behind the scenes at the moment. Now, hopefully there'll be more details that we'll have to share with you in the near future or in the medium-term future. But, I just wanted to keep you updated and say, yeah, those are conversations that we're having. Those are doors which are really starting to open up for us to do partnerships and collaborations. And I'm really excited about the fruits which will come from those conversations down the track. Now, other than that, we've also had, Sam and I sat down and we really hammered out a bit of a strategy for the back half of the year for the OPTF specifically. So much like, with Session, the OPTF has really started to get a lot more legitimacy and a lot more recognition and acknowledgement of the work we're doing. A lot of that is because of Session, but it's also opening up doors for Oxen as well. So over the last 12 months, I would say that the OPTF has grown a lot and really improved its position as a foundation. And over the next 6 months, we really want to consolidate that momentum. So that's going to mean, going to more in-person events, doing more advocacy with key stakeholder groups, doing more meetings and demos with, those stakeholder groups of Session and Oxen, because it's really become clear that the technology that we're building is at the point where it's really useful for a lot of people around the world. And the OPTF needs to be as strong as possible to act as a support for both Oxen and Session. And so that is pretty much, what we've been up to over the last week. Hopefully, we'll have lots more information to be sharing with you over the coming month or so. There is a huge amount going on right now. It is super hectic and super busy. So I'm going to hop off this video recording and get back to work. I'll see you guys next time.